Good evening and you're welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbau. Now, Black Stars assistant coach George Boateng has been named in a star-studded lineup of pundits for beIN Sports coverage of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 in the Middle East and Africa. There is more in this report by my colleague Elom Benaya.
Boateng will be joined by the likes of Kaká, who won the 2002 FIFA World Cup, 2010 FIFA World Cup winner David Villa, Argentina legend Gabriel Batistuta, former England internationals Gary Neville, John Terry, and Liam Sanderson, Italy's 2006 winner Alessandro Del Piero, Denmark's Peter Schmeichel, France's Arsene Wenger, and 1998 World Cup winner Marcel Desailly, Germany's 1990 winner Lothar Matthäus, Ruud Gullit, and former Republic of Ireland international Jason McAteer. The former Netherlands international joined Ghana's technical team in March and helped the country qualify for the World Cup. In August, he resigned as Aston Villa under-23 coach, claiming he needed to focus on his work with the Black Stars. George Boateng is one of Black Stars' assistant coaches, along with Masoud Didi Dramani, the team's first assistant, and former Premier League manager Chris Hughton, who serves as a technical advisor. Black Stars are in Group H with Portugal, South Korea, and Uruguay.
Well, away from that, Black Meteors head coach Ibrahim Tanko says his team is in good shape for Sunday AFCON Under-23 qualifier against Mozambique. The Meteors will leave Ghana for the first leg before hosting the second leg in a fortnight.
Everything is good.
Well, an Accra High Court has set Tuesday, October 25, to hear Ashanti Gold's motion for an injunction on the Ghana Premier League. Meanwhile, the court granted Ash Gold's earlier petition to file supplementary affidavit supporting their motion for an injunction. Now, Odofole Norte, counsel for the Ghana Football Association, refused to oppose Ash Gold's decision. However, Ash Gold have until close of day on October 20 to file and submit their supplementary affidavit. The two parties were at the Accra High Court last Friday, October 14, for the first hearing of the case, but a decision was made to adjourn the case after the Ghana Football Association's lawyers argued that the lawyers of Ash Gold did not follow due process in filing the supplementary affidavit and prayed the court to dismiss it. Now, let's get a reaction from a newly promoted team in Sonchoman FC's Joel Jempe, who is the public relations officer, to appreciate exactly how this delay and persistent extension of this very court proceedings is affecting the club's preparation thus far. Joel, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Tell me your first reaction to the proceedings in court at the moment.
Well, good evening, Zach, and good evening to your viewers too. Well, it's disturbing. It's not been a pleasant information to some of us and the entire team, Mr. Ratchaman Football Club.
Interesting, but tell me, how are the players receiving all of this? We understand that the players are not exactly well motivated at training, and there's a bit of, like a disco attitude as far as training is concerned. Bring us up to speed. What is the mood in camp, knowing that it's uncertain when the Ghana Premier League will start?
Well, Zach, just as you said, and I know it's not only Mr. Ratchaman Football Club. Then, if I'm to limit it to our club, I'll say it has really affected the motivation of our players in camp. Because looking at the attitude of players during training sessions, comparing to the times we were preparing for the Premier League, and we compare it to that of these days, you could clearly tell that the motivation of these players has really dwindled, and it's not helping. It's not really helping. And aside that, it could be financial issues too, because we are in Ghana and we know how some of these things are. Usually, we Africans are usually motivated by or with money, and knowing our home backgrounds and what have you. These are players who never made their monthly salaries with respect to our club. once the time is due or the date is due, players are paid their salaries. One thing that used to motivate them aside earning their salaries were the winning bonuses or the away draw bonuses players of Instratemal Football Club were earning. But then, as we are talking now, there are no longer Premier League matches that these players are playing. So whatever they have to depend on for now is the salaries they earn. But though I wouldn't give you the exact amount they used to earn when it comes to their winning bonuses or their draw bonuses. But I can clearly let you and your viewers get to know that, look, they earn no less than 500, 600 Ghana cedis as a winning bonus. So compare a player winning
that's a
game.
lot of money. Just hold it there.
That is
500, 600 cedis if they win a game.
That is it.
So,
Good.
I mean, we've gone almost 3 weeks without Ghana Premier League. So within that space of 3 weeks, that's about 3 games. And if they had won all matches within that period, that's 1,500 cedis alongside their salary. Clearly, they are losing a lot.
Or drawn, not only winning, or if they had drawn in away matches, they would have been earning about half of their winning bonuses. So just imagine.
So it has all added up. It has all added up to the demotivation that you're experiencing in camp at the moment.
Sure. I will say it that way. And you see, I realized it during our training sessions, and I consulted about 2 communications directors of other Premier League clubs, and that was the same thing they were telling me, that they could also clearly see that the motivation that used to be in their players have actually come down when you compare it to these days.
But let's talk about
running.
Yeah, let's talk about what you're doing now. So what are you doing? Are you engaged in friendlies, or are you even considering letting some of these players go home, and when you have an idea of when the league will restart, then you reassemble them?
For now, we are competing in the Bono for top 4. There's a competition organized for the Premier League clubs that are based in Bono and Ahafo region. And in Ahafo region, you get Bechem United coming from that place. Then within the Bono region, we have Doma Ariana Stars, Brekum Chelsea, then Instratemal Football Club. So the competition has started for, let's say, about 2 weeks now. And as we're talking now, we are preparing for our next game, which is coming on Sunday against Bechem United. So currently, we've already played 3 matches in the tournament. And it's a home and away game on a bounce. So out of the 6 games we are supposed to play in this tournament, we've already played 3, leaving 3. So once we are done, and depending on the information that will come from the ruling at the moment between GFA and court, whatever ruling that will come from the court will let us know whatever decision we have to take. But for now, we are focusing on competing in this tournament, as I said earlier.
I mean, one of the speculations that has been picked up is that there are some players who, at the moment, are even considering their future with some of the local clubs. Some are even considering, moving out of the shores of the country because of the uncertainty relative to the league. Have you picked up such signals in your camp?
Yeah, during the weekend I spoke to Nathaniel Atto, and I gave him a confirmation that we had about 2 players, or let me say 3, who were discussing, or who had a discussion with our club that if things could be considered to allow them live offshore to some of the contracts they feel they are getting elsewhere, more especially when it comes to this African terrain. And lo and behold, after having that conversation with Nathaniel Atto on Saturday, on Tuesday, one of our strikers, that is Abbas Mohamed, former Kumasa Sante Kotoko, 11 Wonders, Mediama striker. He has currently joined an Iraqi side, that is Peshmerga FC, on a 6-month loan, and also the possibility of extending it to another 6 months, depending on how his performance is.
So you're losing some of your best players because of the situation in court at the moment.
Good.
Wow.
So just look at the pedigree. But we considered Abbas told us if the league was still in this progress,
session,
he wouldn't have considered.
Wouldn't have considered leaving. All right, Joel, we have to end it here. But that's Joel Jempe, Public Relations Officer of newly promoted side in Swanchoman FC, who's telling us they are losing some of their best players because of the issues relative to the league at the moment. But still talking about the Ghana Premier League, Hearts of Oak new coach Slavko Matic says he wants to play good football and win trophies.
I think for my age I have a lot of experience, and that is very important for our job.
But what's motivated the move to Accra Hearts of Oak?
Thank you. First of all, I want to say big thanks for our chairman and all people from the management for this opportunity. Africa is a big challenge, and I coming in a very big club. We want to make big success. We want to try to find the way to play good football and to have opportunity to give chance to younger players. Also, we want to take the trophies. And as I say, Africa is a big challenge. I coming in a very big club. For me, from today is the best club in the world. We must work hard. We must have teamwork. We must work smart, and we must respect each other.
You're welcome back. The national powerlifting team are optimistic that they will make huge impression in Egypt as they put finishing touches to their preparation for their first mandatory qualifier for the 2024 Paralympic Games. Joy Sports' Nana Asari Bediako has more in the following report.
It's possible, sir. It's possible. It's possible.
The national powerlifting team trains day and night at the Accra Sports Stadium ahead of their first mandatory qualifier for the 2024 Paralympic Games in Paris, France. 4 powerlifters, Isaac Obin, who will be competing in the 59 kg category, Emmanuel Niteteoku, 72 kg, Tahiru Haruna, 107 kg, and the only female member of the team, Patricia Nyameche, 67 kg, will be looking to securing qualification marks in the 2022 Open Powerlifting Championship, which gets underway in Egypt on October 27. Here is head coach of the team, Prince Nyako.
They've all performed above their minimum qualification standard, and the recent competitions in powerlifting with Tyru's category, even at Birmingham, the best lift was 215, and he's doing more than that. But we can't show everything on camera. They are above their minimum qualification. Each of the athletes which are going is above the minimum qualification standard. So I'm ready. I'm telling Ghanaians that something big is coming. Let's expect something big, because we are ready. We are really ready for whatever that will go on, and we've educated them about anti-doping, which is very important. And recently we had the opportunity to go for an anti-doping seminar. That was last week. We had an anti-doping seminar, and every supplement that they take, we make sure we go through the banned substances, that they don't contain any of the anabolic substances. So they know all this, and we monitor them day by day in whatever they take. So we are ready. There will be no good disqualification.
The National Paralympic Committee of Ghana has donated an ultra-modern lifting bench to the team ahead of the qualifier in Egypt. Powerlifter Tahiru Haruna has underscored the importance of the WPO standard equipment.
The old ones that we used to train, I won't condemn it. It also helped us for the past years, but it's old and its strength and quality is down. And we don't get the right balance, the right level and everything to get the correct mark. But with the new one, we get an accurate mark. Our pausing, our timing, everything is good. And with the new bench, we can also use it to do a lot of program when we are training. But the old one, we have only one workout that we can use it for. So the new one really helped us a lot. And we'd like to thank them for bringing us the new weights, then the new bench.
National Paralympic Committee of Ghana board member and coordinator for the 2022 Open Powerlifting Championship, Henry Labi, has appealed to the Sports Ministry and Corporate Ghana to come to the aid of the national team.
It's all capital intensive. To keep this team to go through all these things is capital intensive. So we call on corporate Ghana to continue to support the MPC Ghana, and then also the Ministry of Youth and Sports, to be able to give them the needed financial support to enable them go into pre-campaign and also be able to participate in these tournaments, because it is not a joke. The funds they need to participate in this tournament is not a joke. So we call on corporate Ghana to support this great initiative.
Now let's do some rugby now, because several South African top rugby clubs have expressed interest in about 8 outstanding locally based female and male rugby players and are closely monitoring them. There's more in this Joy Sports report.
Rugby is one of the fastest developing sports in the country. After the national male and female teams excelling in several international competitions in the last 4 years, the focus is now on developing more talent at the local level, hence the creation of the Barbarians 15s. Thanks to the captain of the national rugby team, Selom Gavo, several top clubs in South Africa are interested in signing 3 Ghanaian female rugby players as well as 4 male players. South Africa-based Gavo, who was in Ghana to compete in the rugby captains training match, has been speaking to Joy Sports.
I've been having conversations with those players over the last couple of days, and everyone's excited, but I don't think they know the hard work that they need to put in when they get there.
Giving them an idea.
Yeah, that's what I've spent the last few days doing, giving them an idea of what it is, making sure they're speaking to Lukman to see what they can prepare better before they get there, because he's, like we said, he's gone there and seen, I thought I was here, but I actually need to work hard to still get there.
Much harder.
Yeah. It's easy. They always say it's easy getting to the top, and when you reach the top, play for the national team in Ghana, it's sort of, you think you've arrived, but you step out of this and go into a semi-professional environment in South Africa, and the trends are changing. So we're looking for leaner, faster, fitter, stronger rugby players or athletes. And as I said earlier, us as West Africans or Africans, we are natural athletes. We've got that physique, but we find it sometimes hard to work to reach the next level.
A mental
discipline too.
A mental.
Yeah.
President of the Ghana Rugby Football Union, Herbert Mensah, has assured players his outfit will continue to create a conducive environment for them to better their skill in the sport despite the global economic challenges.
Certainly, you see that the unions that are trying to survive are unions where the leadership understand rugby.
Yeah.
I think it's a travesty, because I look at across at other sports in Ghana where you have presidents and people involved in sports who have never played the sport. You cannot understand rugby if you have not played it, if you've not gone through the pain barrier, if you've not gone through the camaraderie, the sharing, the caring for one another, because you can't play politics if you really understand rugby. You know, they're your brothers, your sisters, you live together, you die together, and therefore the programs that you have, you know, occasionally, I haven't done it recently, but I go play touch rugby with them at Aqua J Park too. It takes a bonding that takes you out of rugby. So I think the future very much, after we've gone through our situations where we have court case, which is starting very soon, we hope it'll end very soon.
This will draw the curtains on today's edition of Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbau. But there is so much more on myjoyonline.com/sports. Do log on there and join. And just to let you know that the Black Stars fasting and prayers start tomorrow.